In this video, I'm going to be revealing one of the most effective cold email strategies that you can literally copy and paste to flood your pipeline with qualified prospects. This is one of the best strategies that we've been using inside of our business and has already generated over $60,000 in contracted revenue in just 2 months using this simple strategy. Look, I've tried all of the cold email strategies out there. We've sent millions of cold emails. We've been able to drive multiple 7 figures to our businesses, and this strategy by far seems to be the one that continues to outperform others. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to replicate this exact strategy and implement it into your business to get more replies, more big calls, and ultimately grow your business. Let's get into it. So before we get into the actual strategy, let's talk about why most businesses and B2B people are completely failing when it comes to running their cold email. They all do the same thing. They're going to scrape a list. They're going to send a generic message. They're going to try to immediately book a call and follow up aggressively with little avail. The fundamental problem with the old way and what I see a lot of people do when it comes to cold email is they're trying to sell a meeting to somebody who has no idea who you are. They have no relationship with you. They have no trust in your expertise. They have no proof that you can solve their problem and no desire to be sold to. You're basically asking somebody to marry you without dating. We need to go through the crucial steps of building trust. And that's exactly what this strategy that's been crushing for us does. So we do not want to do the old way of cold emailing. The new way and the simple strategy that's been absolutely crushing for us is what we call the workshop funnel. And what we're doing here, instead of asking for a 15-minute call, asking if we can send over a Loom video, sending them a PDF, we're inviting them to a live training on how we help get people to a desired outcome that specific avatar wants. And this not only is a super valuable offer for the prospects, it also makes it really easy for you to sell not just one-to-one, but one-to-many when you start getting appointments. What is the workshop funnel? Really, the first step is pick a highly targeted list. And that doesn't mean I'm going to scrape everybody that I can think of. I'm creating a list of my ideal prospects who I think have the specific pain points that it is that I want. So for example, if I'm targeting agency owners, I'm going to target agency owners with a small team. So when I'm building the list on Instantly, I'm not just trying to get every agency owner with a pulse. I'm going for a specific agency with a specific potential pain point. So when it comes to list building, quality is important. Quality might be more important than quantity because we're inviting them to a workshop and we want the most quality people, the most qualified people on there. And when we send them a message, we want to make sure it's actually speaking to their pain point. So what we do inside of Instantly is we'll just simply use their lead finder and we'll be able to use a lot of different filters to pinpoint our ideal customer. Then what we're doing is we are sending a invitation. All we are doing is we're inviting them to join our workshop. So how we like to do this from like an angle perspective is we have an opener and we have 3 follow-ups. And what's been working for us for a opener is basically this simple framework: case study, new method, invite. So what we would like to say, or what we typically say, is something like, we just helped Michael add $10,000 in new revenue. How? Well, the super simple method that agency owners haven't quite implemented. We're launching a workshop to go over this method so that you can start predictably growing your business as well. Then the call to action is reply with the word yes, and we'll send you a link to register. So what we're able to test here is we're able to test the case study and we're able to test the new method. So when it comes to the new method, this is basically the unique mechanism. This is the offer. This is what piques the curiosity, which is going to be key. So let's just say you are working with online coaches. We just helped add $10,000 a month to John's online coaching business. And the secret was this super simple strategy that a lot of online coaches haven't developed yet. We're launching a workshop to go over exactly what this strategy is so that you can do the same. Reply yes, and I'll shoot you an invite. That's pretty much the methodology behind it. If you don't have the case study, this can be pain point or outcome. So it would be something like, ever wonder how online coaches are adding consistent revenue while others don't? Well, it's this simple strategy that we're revealing on our workshop on December 15th. Reply yes, and I'll shoot you an invite so you can register to learn today. And what's surprising about this is the copy is literally 4 lines with 1 sentence each. And for this, we're getting around 3 to 4% reply rates. After we build the list, we send the invitations, we start getting the positive replies. Then it becomes actually what happens next, which is doing the workshop. Beautiful thing about this, and I'm going to break down the math later on this, is that it's not going to be a one-to-one sales call where people want to feel sold to. If they're genuinely interested in the outcome that you feel like you can provide and the pain points that you've been able to indicate, or the case study that piqued their interest, they're going to join the call. So you're going to have qualified people who showed interest in what it is that you're actually offering. The beautiful thing for you guys is you don't have to jump on 10 different sales calls. You basically get to frame your workshop as being a one-to-many sale versus a one-to-one sale. So when it comes to the workshop, what we basically do is we label it how to go from X to Y using unique mechanism. This workshop is not a sales pitch. It's not you you pitching for an hour. It's you adding value to them to establish your authority in the context of what it is that you're offering. Our sections will do an intro, and then after the intro, what we will do is we'll come up with 3 steps to go from where they are to where they want to go. And how we lay out those 3 points is pretty simple. We go situation, we go the problem with the situation, and we go implication of the situation that they're currently in, and then we teach, and then we add case studies. We do this times 3. Let me be a little bit more clear on exactly how the workshop flows. So intro, welcome to this webinar where we're going to show you exactly how to go from dealing with months of feast or famine to predictably filling your sales calendar using our DM funnel. This is the same funnel that we've used to help John. It's the same thing that we've helped this person go from this to this. After 3 years and hundreds of hours of research, I've come up with a super simple method that helps people get from where they are to where they want to go using 3 simple steps. So when it comes to 3 points, really we want to talk about 3 different pillars on how we get our clients from where they are to where they want to go. And then we want to smash their old belief on that and then teach them the new belief. So let's just say you do lead gen for clients. A point could be an educational point. You need to create content for your business. Situation, most people avoid creating content because they feel like it's a waste of time. Problem with this is they're missing out on building authority and building trust. And this leads to missing out on thousands of eyeballs every single month. Creating content is not really that hard. What you need to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same thing that we did for John, same thing that we did for Sally, whatever it could be. Point number 2, insert your point. Then after the points are done, that's when you get to the offer, which would say something like, is it cool if I share exactly how we help people like you get from where they are to where they want to go? Everybody, if you adding value inside of the presentation, should be nodding their head. And then you go through your offer with a call to action of booking a call. And imagine if you had 10 people sitting on this webinar, that is a huge win. And that prevents you from setting up 10 different sales calls and dealing with that skepticism. This allows you to sell one-to-many, pre-warm them up, position yourself as an authority. It is more paramount than ever because consumer trust is at an all-time low. This allows you to be positioned as an authority. This basically allows you to sell one-to-many, which is a massive benefit. Let me just break down the numbers behind it based off of what we're seeing. Around a 4% reply rate on the emails compared to like a 1 to 3% traditionally. This is a massive advantage, and we're seeing the highest reply rates for this type of campaign. Then from there, let's just say 2% of the replies equal like a yes. 50% of the people who said yes actually attend. And this also heavily depends on your offer and your email and everything that you actually are offering to clients. And let's just say of the 50% that do say yes and actually attend, you're booking around 20% of the people who attended on a call, which is about the KPI that we're going for. And then let's just say you have a 30% close rate because you're a founder closer of people who actually jump on a call. Could be higher because they're pretty warm. And then let's just say your average client value is $5,000 to be safe. That means if you send 5,000 emails, you will get 200 replies, 100 positive replies, let's just say 50 workshop attendees. And of the workshop attendees, 10 booked calls with a 20% of the people who attended a call. And with a 30% close rate, that would be 3 deals. And that could be potentially $15,000 in revenue. But this is a pretty good KPI that you could be going for. Of course, like workshop attendees can vary, depends on the timing. It depends on people actually following through. But even if you had 25 workshop attendees, you should be able to at least close 1 deal from that. And this is something that you can constantly be promoting and constantly adding value to people and constantly building your list. This has by far been the easiest way to get in front of a ton of people. And also it's a lot of fun to teach people and educate people on your expertise. This workshop strategy produces massive results, builds your reputation, and it also gives you content that you can chop up to. Now, what you need to do is you need to take this strategy, you need to implement. And what I recommend when doing cold email is to send at least 1,000 emails a day. And you have enough information to figure out what exactly is providing the results and getting the highest positive replies in people to actually say yes to what it is that you're offering them. So if you want to know exactly how to do that so you can set up this exact same funnel, just click on the video on the screen and I'll walk you through step by step the exact process that you can follow to send 1,000 cold emails every single day. And if I was you, I'd literally just push through right now so that you do not procrastinate and waste any time while the information is fresh inside of your head. All right, thanks so much for watching, guys, and we will see you on the next one.